What's up guys? In this video I'm going to do my resistance band injury prevention and strengthening workout. Courtesy to Burke Duru from leaving a comment on a previous video. They asked to see a foam rolling and this resistance band workout, so this is part 2 of that request. Part 1 is the foam rolling video and you can watch that here. If you have something that you want to see, a question you want me to address, or a topic that you want me to cover in another video, leave a comment below. This resistance band routine I do about 1 to 2 times per week. Sometimes I also cherry pick a specific exercise and I just mix it into a weightlifting workout. Now, however you want to incorporate any of these exercises, I strongly encourage you do so in one form or another. This video, however, will be like a follow along guided routine. So I'm going to go through an ankle workout, I'll go through clamshells, Copenhagens, side lying leg raises. We'll also do lateral band walks, glute kickbacks, and also squat valgus corrections. All right, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into the workout. Whoops, actually, before we do get started, I just want to let you guys know I'm using these IWJSEA resistance bands when I do these workouts. They didn't break the bank, they were pretty cheap, just a pack of 5. It's all I needed, and I've been very happy with them. For the first ankle exercise, I'm doing banded dorsiflexion. So I'll put the band around the top of my foot, and I'm just lifting my toes straight up and down. You can see I've tied my band to a plate. It's a little bit cut out of the picture, but that's a 45-pound plate I've got just on the ground. Tie the band around it. Be creative. Use what's around you if you need the leg of a table or just something heavy that you can stick this band under. Whatever you need to do, keep that band fixed. Sometimes if you've got nothing, you can put it around your other foot and just use that as your anchor. For every ankle band exercise that I'm doing here, I'm doing 2 sets of 12 reps on each foot. And I've just switched up the angle over here so you can see straight on what my foot looks like. I'm holding up my leg, as you can see, just around my knee. Makes it easier to position my foot a good distance away from the weight so that there's enough tension in the band. The next exercise I've moved on to is banded eversion. So it's basically like dorsiflexion, but when I'm lifting my toes, I'm lifting them pointed outwards. I'm giving myself not a ton of rest, maybe 15 seconds to 30 seconds in between each one. The next exercise is banded inversion. So it's the opposite of eversion. So I'm going to take the ankle that's working and I'm going to cross it over my other leg. So now I've got banded lateral rotation and banded medial rotation. So when I'm sitting on this side of the plate, I'm going to do my right foot banded medial rotation and my left foot banded lateral rotation. That's just the way it works out when I'm on one side of the plate. I find it quicker and more convenient to do it this way, and then I'll move to the other side of the plate and switch each foot. So on the other side of the plate, I will do my right foot banded lateral rotation and my left foot will be banded medial rotation. So in total, I'm doing 2 sets of 12, again for each foot, for both lateral and medial rotation. Your feet should be flat during this movement. Sometimes I also hold my knee fixed so that I ensure the movement is coming from my ankle. I'm driving through my ankle instead of turning my knee. A physical therapist I used to work with reminded me that your knees should not be driving the movements or the twisting or the rotation. That should come from your ankles and your hips. Now for this last bit of ankle band work, I just slide the band just above my ankle and I'm turning my ankle in as if I'm rolling my ankle, and this is just called closed chain eversion with the band. I'm doing 10 on each foot, just one set. Awesome, so now we're gonna move on to the first leg exercise. These are clamshells. You've probably seen them somewhere else, either on the internet, in your own athletic experience, or on my channel already if you've been watching some videos. So again, I'm doing 2 sets of 12 on each side for these clamshells. Anchor your working leg by your foot on top of your bottom foot and stack your hips. Do not roll backwards as you're trying to open up your hips. These clamshells will work your outer thighs, your glutes, and your hips. Pretty much every exercise I'm going to do for my legs here will be working those main muscle groups of my thighs, my glutes, my hips. I've tailored this routine for those areas specifically because they have been weaker in the past for me. These next ones are Copenhagens. I've talked about them before on my channel. These will strengthen your adductors. I'm using a kettlebell. I just tied the weight around the kettlebell. Again, just be creative with what you're using to anchor your resistance band. Sometimes you got to be resourceful. As always, 2 sets of 12 on each leg. I'm giving myself about 30 seconds of rest in between each set. The next exercise is standing leg raises. For an alternate variation, you can do it lying on your side. I have done that on my channel before. The standing variation will just work a little bit more on your balance. These leg raises will incorporate working on your hip flexors, your abductors, and your outer glutes and thighs. After a bit of rest, the next exercise I'm doing are lateral band walks. Another variation you can do are diagonal forward band walks. So you'll be facing forward, your hips square, and you're just taking diagonal steps. But for these, I'm going laterally, and I'm doing about 7 to 8 steps in each direction. Down, and back is one set. I'm doing 2 sets of these. Take a little rest in between, get some water. Of course, always absolutely necessary to stay hydrated. These band walks will target your hip abductors, which means your glute medius, your glute minimus, and your TFL. Okay, next I'm doing glute kickbacks. So you can see I've put the band around both my feet. If my left leg is working, I'm just anchoring it around the top of my right foot, and I'm kicking straight back, making sure to squeeze at my glute at the point of full extension. Once again, we're doing 2 sets of 12 on each leg. Goes without saying, these exercises are targeting your glutes. They will strengthen your glute max, your glute med, and your glute min. All right guys, and finally we're going to the squat valgus correction. So you're gonna come down into about a quarter squat, just a slight bend in your knees. Keep your hips square. And you wanna rotate your working leg out. Drive with your glute, not your knee. Do your best to keep your feet on the ground. You should be driving with your glute. These will correct your squat form. If you've ever noticed doing squats, your knees caving, that's because your inner thighs are stronger than your outer thighs. This correction exercise will help to fix that. Okay guys, that does it for the resistance band workout today. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.